we are live. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If someone could just pin the live stream to the pinned post and throw that in the comment section, please. Countdown, countdown, countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go, let's go. Y'all know where we are. Y'all know where we are. Let's get it.
She asked if she could see what's in the vault. Told her I could show you my collection if you want. If you got the time, I could show you how it's done. Get you anything you like, baby, we could run it.
Yo, let's go. Let's run it up, run it up, run it up. Let's see some hundreds on the screen. Let's go. What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, everybody on YouTube, X, Twitch, wherever you at? Let's get it. We about to start this right now. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-host, RXH, E-Boogie, Propagandist, and together we're bringing you a little something we would like to call The Comic Shop. I appreciate everyone for coming through, for checking in with us. Remember, this is a community-based review, so anyone that has read the comic, shout out to VV Comics, but we are reviewing The Ultimates number 10 tonight. So once again, anyone that has read the comic can come up and weigh in on the conversation, because this is about the community. It's about connecting. It's about sharing what we love and diving into these comics. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, I do want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the evening tonight, VV Digital Collectibles. And with that said, brief word from our sponsors. The future of collecting is here. VV is the world's home for premium collectibles, comics, artworks, and artworks. Start your digital collection today and be a part of the next evolution in collecting. Are you a fan of comic books? Never miss out on the latest releases. With comics dropping on VV same day as they appear in physical stores, you'll never miss out on having the latest edition in your hands. VV Comics is a digital platform where you can purchase the newest comics from brands such as Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Dynamite, Ablaze, Humanoid, and more. Purchase the read-only standard edition or upgrade to the limited edition. These limited edition comics are collectible editions with cover variants randomly assigned at the time of purchase. Celebrate your passion and embrace new ways of collecting. Digital comics and collectibles allow you to dive into virtual worlds, connect them to reality via AR, and grow your collection without physical limits. Discover, buy, and sell within VV's trusted and secure store and market. Take your digital collecting to the next level with VV Comics, or just visit vv.me for more info on digital collectibles and comics. And as you see on the screen, this is vv.me/comics, where they do offer comics same day as print from your top brands, so you can get them even before your local comic book store opens if you want to kind of be in the know of what it is to know in what's happening in comic book culture. Also outside of VV Comics, there is vv.me, where they sell more than just comics. They sell collectibles, cars, from brands that you love like Lamborghini, Funko, Star Wars, Ultraman, Star Trek, U.S. Postal Service for anyone that lives and dies by stamps, Maserati, Ubisoft, DC. Please someone help DC. And more. But without further ado, let me jump over to my co-host. How are you guys doing?
What up?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's good?
Nothing. Coming to you way of Camelback and out here just trying to buy a soccer team, you know. living life.
Are you traveling? Is
Well,
everyone traveling?
I mean, everybody else is traveling. I figured I'd tell
Travel
a story
too?
about how. Yeah,
I
I'm
ain't
traveling
traveling.
too.
I ain't traveling. I wish I was traveling.
Shit,
Oh
like
yeah, you just tied up, tied up.
Prop
But
is
yeah.
on an airplane every week. I figured I'd take my shit somewhere else too. So yeah,
I
right
feel
now I'm on Camelback. I'm talking to a man about a soccer team, and
Yo, it's not easy being me, bro.
is
Listen,
it?
it's not easy. It's not easy being me. Don't do that. Don't do
Yeah, I want to go somewhere every week too. So
Yo,
this
Boog,
week,
you out here on a boogie board?
yeah,
Nope.
this week, no, we didn't hit the boogie boy yet. Um, but I'm definitely Camelback right now. You know what I mean?
Lazy River.
Yeah, so all that. So yeah, talks are going good. Negotiations are going well. What's up with y'all?
Yeah, bro. I'm
Um,
cool. I'm cool. I had a terrible day, bro. I had a terrible day. Um,
Those
I
don't
was
exist.
leaving.
Those don't
I
exist.
was
Don't believe
leaving.
that.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the West Coast type shit, and I get to the airport at 6, like 6 something. I'm 5 minutes late for my flight, so I missed my flight. Cool. I catch the connecting, and was crazy, which I didn't know, which I'm not even doing no more. But like I had did the upgrade, like I paid like a little extra 250 to get the first class, right? Because it's like, all right, okay, it's not that because normally it's like 400, 500, 600 to upgrade. I didn't upgrade.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still missed the flight, so that was a dub. So they put me at the back of the
wait, you
plane.
upgraded and missed the flight?
I upgraded and missed the flight.
Oh damn.
So they put me in the back of the plane. Then I flew to Minneapolis. I'm in Minneapolis. Then the joint I'm supposed to get on, they said, oh nah, they overbooked it. It was one of those overbooked joints. So they was like, so they're looking around at people like,
That's
who
never
who
happened
we
to me,
gonna?
bro. And I've flown a lot, which is crazy because
Yeah,
that happens. That definitely happens to people, which is the craziest thing to me. I
I
don't know
see
how to
it.
do that.
I always see it, but like I'm never having to get my ticket up. Like I'm good. But when you late and you're the extra, like they're gonna approach you like, hey, but they gave me 1,400 to take a 2 hour delay. So
Oh,
I'm
sure.
delayed. I'm delayed one time because of my fault. Then I'm delayed because of them. But then I get reimbursed plus an extra 400 on top. So I get all my money back.
Of course.
But I've been in the airport all day since 6 a.m. It's now 7. I'm just getting to LaGuardia just in time, just in time. But like they wanted to put me on a later one where I would have been missing work. I was like, nah, I can't do that. I gotta give me a chance.
I hate LaGuardia, bro. I'd rather go through Newark, bro. That's
Newark,
yeah, that's a new pitch,
well,
bro.
when you up
LaGuardia
there,
just feels mad nasty, bro.
yeah, nah, nah, that's new. The whole airport is new.
I know. I'm not saying appearance wise. I'm just saying the congestion. Like even your
Oh,
way
yeah,
to the airport, like it's
I
just
feel you.
yeah,
True,
it's just not a thing. It's just not a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. But I'm here, y'all.
That's what's up.
Well, the important thing is that you're safe. You're traveling and you're safe. Because planes
Sure,
been
yeah.
dropping out the sky. So
Yeah, yeah.
that is a plus. That is a plus. X, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I got to catch up on this here story.
Are you all
So
caught up
it's
with all
pretty
the
interesting.
ultimates?
I got all the way up to like 7, and then I just had to. I didn't ran out of time, so I had to jump
Okay.
to 10.
Got it,
But
got it, got it.
so far, I will say my favorite was 6, though. No,
Yo,
4.
6?
4 was my favorite.
Oh, 4 was
Yeah,
your
no,
favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of
Yeah,
people
we
say
the,
that. I like
the
6
Kung Fu
Why
more.
didn't we just go in order? Why didn't we just go in order for this one? Like, we should have just did that.
Because it would have took us forever.
It
Because
doesn't
we only
matter.
review them once a week, and I kind of want well, okay, I've read all of them, so I just kind of wanted to jump to the next one.
Yeah.
My bad.
Selfish
my fault.
reasons. Got you.
But yeah, man, like this is interesting. It's been getting interesting. I'll touch on some other stuff too, like just things that have happened. I don't know if did you get to read the 1 year in one where it was
No,
like
I didn't.
Nick Fury?
I didn't catch up to that one. Now that
Okay.
you mention it, no, I just did 1 through 7, and then I just had to jump to 10.
Okay, nah, I feel you. I'll touch on it when we actually go through it. But once again, was anyone able to pin up the live stream in the nest up there?
I did that. I got you.
Okay, all right, perfect. Appreciate that. And so for everyone in the audience, once again, this is a space that is sponsored by VV Digital Collectibles. In order to qualify to enter into the giveaway, you have to like and repost the space, the live stream, and in the comment section of this space, tag 3 friends. So those are the 3 criteria: like and repost the space, the live stream, and tag 3 friends in the comment section of the space. Also, your PFP does have to be here when we call it out. If you aren't present, someone else will take your collectible. So don't get robbed at the comic shop. Moral of the story. All right. So initial thoughts on the book before we start diving in. Does anyone want to jump in before we start going through reviews or anything?
I'll go quickly since I gotta start getting to work.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. I definitely was glad that I tried to catch up and read. What I will say is I just felt like there were some other one-offs that were kind of a little stronger than this one, but you know, it was okay. It was cool.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else? Prop? Did we lose Book?
Yeah, I think so.
Down as a listener. Let me try and bring him back.
Yeah, I thought the book was I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't really know what I feel about the book. Like it got more interesting towards the end. The beginning of it, I feel like the writing in the beginning of it was just very, very, very like adolescent, bro. Like it just wasn't the overall content was just very superhero. I don't know if it's because Captain America, like every time Captain America is in a book, like they got to go Sesame Street with the dialogue, but yeah, and then there was like this narration.
I feel it's very. I feel every time. Not to interrupt you, but I feel like every time Captain America in his book is very United States educational system.
Yeah, there's that, which I find because it's like World War II adjacent. So I'm like letting it slide, but it's just some of the dialogue where I was just like, bro, and then they're doing this thing where they're like narrating and then mixing in real time. It's like, nah, like narrate, show some of the scenes, and then like with the dialogue. But they're like weaving in and out of narration and dialogue. I'm like, bro, like I don't know if this is an experiment or what, but like anyway, that's kind of like my first initial thoughts of the book.
Okay.
A little off.
Okay.
Yeah, at least in the beginning.
Okay.
I agree. My bad. I had to grab my daughter, but
No,
yeah, it's nothing crazy, bro. Like I agree with the Captain America thing. It just isn't. I actually expected more, so I'm actually surprised. But yeah, I'll just save it for when we get into the book, and then I can point out more why. But it was like what Prop said, like more like Sesame Street. It was just like to the point, and it felt short. So I don't know. I can't say that it was one of my favorites at all.
Okay. All right. We'll get into it. I want to give a shout out to Omi Queen in the building. Shout out to you, Queen. Appreciate you coming through. We, obviously we all. It's good seeing. Oh, where's my? There we go. Yeah. It's good seeing people, haven't seen in a bit. So hope all is well with you. Once again, for everyone in the audience, this is a community review. So anyone that has read this book, feel free to come in and weigh in. I feel like, we review the books based off of like how we're feeling, like our own feelings on the book and stuff like that. But it doesn't have to be about us, right? So I think at the end of the day, no one can really critique our scores because everyone has the ability to weigh in. Like, you feel me? Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole. Anyway, the point is community-based reviews. Anyone that has read this book, feel free to. You know who was hyped about this book? Mask was hyped about this book. He was hitting me on the timeline about it. But yeah, anyone is Reddit, feel free to come up and you can weigh in, but not only weigh in, but your score, the score that you give weighs into this whole
I would
comic
like
book.
to know why he was hype about this.
I don't know, bro, but he was like, yo, like it's gonna be crazy, wait until and stuff like that. He was showing me comic book panels. I was like, chill, don't spoil it. But I mean, we'll get into it. But okay, all right. Also, for everyone, before we dive into this, we are doing a giveaway courtesy of our sponsors in the building, VV Digital Collectibles. All you have to do to enter into the giveaway is in the comment section of this space, tag 3 friends, like and repost both this space and the live stream. The live stream is pinned to the top, and when we call your name, you do have to be here. Otherwise, someone will rob you for your collectible. So that is that's the criteria. Also, we do run the giveaway at a random time, so don't wait until the end. We're gonna call the winner at the end, but don't wait till the end, because I guarantee you I'm not running this giveaway at the end. I'm gonna run it at a random time throughout the space, and then I'll announce it at the end. So yeah, if you haven't done so, jump on that. All right, so the book. The Ultimates. Well, actually, real quick, I do want to say, if you guys haven't read 6 yet, check out 6 is probably my favorite one. The Ultimate 6, like it's OD. So Bug Prop definitely, and a lot of what you're seeing here kind of like is dealing with the events of what happened in 6, and to kind of fill people in. They go at it with, they think that they're about to rescue a whole bunch of people, and they get locked into this kind of like this little pocket dimension with the Hulk, and the Hulk tears them apart in this. Like, you see how strong the Hulk is. Tony Stark is thought to be is in ICU, so you see him in this point, like where he's his spine is getting put back together while he's trying to help out the team through like comms and stuff like that. But they hey yo, all right, yeah. So he's getting put back together, and while he's trying to help them out through the comms and stuff, and that's why Captain America is the one that's taking the lead now, because Tony's out of commission. And it starts off, kind of like with this monologue from the Human Torch. Now, for those that may not know, with Marvel, there's multiple Human Torches, and actually, I guess Mr. MC1 would be proud of this, because this is, the this is the Human.
I did like this torch. I did like.
Yeah,
this.
This is that torch, I believe. This is the Cyborg torch from the Marvel Comics 1. That Mr. MC1 is trying to burn all of. So this is him from it, and the narration comes from him, right? And it starts off kind of like with him living throughout all of this time period, him having to figure out, well, what, because he's a cyborg, right? So I think he was human and then became like robotic. So there's a mix, and he had to kind of like figure out, well, what memories are important, what do I keep, because I'm always getting more memories, right? I'm always getting more information that's being fed to me as I continue to live, because I live like forever, right? So he's talking about
Didn't he just like stall out or something like that if he
just get bogged down, right? Like any computer that's so he's going through a memory of, because he's the one that killed Hitler, right? He burned Hitler to death, and he's talking about, as far as like all the memories that he had to get rid of, whether it be memories like of, I think he said like his family, or learning piano, or like a whole bunch of like personal stuff. He was like, he had to wipe, right? But he was like, that memory, because they asked him how did it feel to do it, and he said that memory is one that I haven't forgotten, and I
what
revisit
about when they
it
lied?
often.
What about when they said that when he burned them and they had to lie about the truth about, okay, he didn't take injections? Like, I like that part of the history, because it's like, okay,
You're talking about with Hitler killing himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like they spun it and like made it like torch like melted his face.
Yeah, and this is why I think like the Ultimate comics are really interesting, because there's a lot in this world that, as far as the history, that's manufactured. and it's dealing and the heroes are kind of like all of a sudden being injected with the truth, and is dealing with that manufactured history. So yes, so Captain America brings up the point of, well, I thought Hitler killed himself, and he's like, no, that was like, that was what people were fed, right? And throughout this story, like just the ultimate storyline in general, because you have the maker that went back in history and rewrote it, and or did certain things, but then kind of like lied to the mass populace as far as, well, what the truth really is. Now you're having all of these heroes kind of like they don't know what to believe, and this book kind of touches on that too, where it's kind of like, and we'll get to it later, where it's just like you don't really know what to believe anymore, because everything that you grew up believing, you're finding out is a lie. But um, but I digress. Did anyone else want to weigh in on kind of like this intro, how this weighed out with the Human Torch, or with them setting up with taking down the Nazis and stuff?
I mean, like it's cool with the whole history part of it, but like you said, it did feel a little dry. I like the spin on how they said they killed Hitler instead of him killing himself. That was
Mm-hmm.
the most interesting part to me, and how they actually kind of gave you a little insight into the robot. Like, okay, let me delete my memories because then I'll like kind of lag, or I'll bog down, or I won't be as efficient, or along those lines. So it was like that was pretty cool. Like, okay, dope. But I do like how like kind of cold he is. It's kind of like, nah, like I revisit that memory all the time of me burning his face. So I'm like, yeah, that was
Yo, that sounds
that was
wild, bro.
yeah, that was like the best part.
I feel you. I feel you. Prop, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what you call it? Yeah, I like when they introduce all of the World War II stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
with that comes high expectations, though.
Mm.
When you do that, because like let's face it, World War II is like war porn, right? It's like basically war porn, and like you can either do a good one or you can do a bad one, right? Like and and doing a bad one is usually like telling the typical cookie cutter history, and what they're
Mm-hmm.
doing is obviously not right. Like the comic book version of World War II in like almost all senses is like them remixing it with the superheroes, which is interesting, which is always going to get my eyebrow raised. And I think they did, pretty good with it in the beginning. Towards the end of the book, that's another question. But just in the beginning of the book, I think it's low hanging fruit, and um, they I kind of got Inglorious Bastards vibes, in a way, because like you see, you basically see him put his hands around his neck and then like torch him on fire, and then he's like talking about how excited he is about thinking about it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
again, it's like it's World War II porn, you know what I mean? And like people love um, to dramatize like what they would have done to Hitler or the Nazis, right? Like even like
Mm-hmm.
they mentioned a couple times in the book, oh, like oh, it's not a serious matter. Oh yeah, it is, because you got Nazis to kill, like and what happens is that like in those things, and actually I need to like write an essay or make a video, like a vlog about this, because I
Mm-hmm.
found something really interesting in the film, um, Schindler's List, where like once you lean super crazy into the World War II porn, it actually starts having the reverse effect. You actually start to glorify it. You
Mm-hmm.
actually start to have people identify with Nazism. Like there's like a reverse effect of the more you try to shove it onto people, you end up kind of like radicalizing people through the glorification of it. Like the demonization kind of turns into glorification, and that's why like for me personally, as a World War II buff, whenever I do see Hitler or Nazis in a book, I'm like actually like low key excited, because I want to see what they're gonna do with the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you become sort of attached to these characters, like. They're no longer like historical figures; they become characters, and in this book, they are quite characters. Like Red
Yeah.
Skull, like the whole gang, like they're the bad guys, but in a way, like they're not fully bad guys yet to you, right? Until you flesh out what's happening. So I just kind of thought that the way they set this book up, kind of, it just reminded me of like how that can happen. And in fact, during the latter part of the book, I feel like that started to happen, like where they confronted them and it wasn't really smoke on sight, you know. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
that's just kind of what
yeah.
I got from the beginning.
What I was gonna say, I mean, everything in this history is backwards anyway, right? Like we're reading this book because we know, like, we know, all right, Captain America is the hero and stuff like that. But looking at the history of thing, like, no, like in this world, they're terrorists. And even like moving ahead a little bit, right? Like this camp, this Nazi camp, they have like women and children there, and they deliberately had everyone move their families in there because if the Ultimates came and invaded, they would have spun that narrative that this terrorist attack killed all these women and children, right? So in this world, like we're reading it from the perspective that they're heroes, but in this world, no, they're not. They're the terrorists, and the Nazis are the civilians, right? So like it's kind of like this thing that you kind of like have to always like way back as far as like the public perception, and then that's one reason why I kind of like this Ultimate story, because it's forcing you to kind of like always think in the opposite, because the public perception is completely different from what we know to be as far as how everything really played out. And you have people that we look at heroes that are villains, case in point, the Hulk, who just massacred them in issue number 6. So everything is like turned on its head. But yeah, 100% right. So like, yeah, so they're going into this base, but they're technically terrorists going, and the reason why they're doing it stealthily is because they know that if they go in guns blazing, that they're going to hurt women and children, because they're there, right, as shields ultimately, and in the narrative is going to be spun too. So it's yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot happening. Did anyone else want to weigh on this before we go on to the next? We're good. I saw emojis, but I don't know what they are, because like when I bring the screen up, it goes up too far. So I'm gonna take that as we're good. Okay. All right. So here's when you find out that Tony is actually up, because the last time that we left him, he was in kind of like this little INCU chamber where he was on critical like life support, right? But before that, we thought he was dead. And then you find out he's on like, critical like life support, and then now he's actually up and talking to them through the comms, even though he's not supposed to be, with like no anesthetic. And Cap is like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be resting. What's wrong with you? And he's like, nah, I can't like rest with you guys out in the field. And Cap is like, well, I'm in charge. So they go in, and it's a team of Cap, Human Torch. Once again, this is the robot Human Torch, like from Marvel Comics 1, not Human Torch from Fantastic Four. Giant Man, Hank Pym, and Wasp, and Hawkeye. And they go in, and like I said, it's a stealth mission because there are kids there and stuff like that. So they're going in to do whatever they. I don't even know if they like explain what it is that they're going to do, in the beginning. But anyway, they're going in to do something, and you know what I thought was interesting. While Tony's talking to them, you get a glimpse, and this was kind of like one of those MCU moments for me. You get a glimpse of, and this is like on page 10 or 11, one of them, but like you get a glimpse of everything that's been going on in the Ultimate Universe. Like he's telling them there's a lot happening, and you see like his back opened up because like the robot is kind of like doing a procedure on him. But he's looking at Spider-Man, right? Ultimate Spider-Man. He's looking at Black Panther. He's looking at Ultimate X-Men. All the comics that we've been reading that's all a part of this. And Tony Stark is seeing what's been going on in their respective, areas. And they go in. I think some of these guys are getting killed. I mean, y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're killing some of these people. 'Cause Like Jan Van Dyke goes in someone's head and just starts blowing their head up, and then they start foaming at the mouth. I think they're dead. I would go with that they're dead. So I'm just gonna say that the Ultimates are going in killing everyone. And they break in further into the base, and you have, once again, there's a lot of reflection on, because Human Torch is the one that's narrating this, right? So he's kind of like paralleling this back to World War II, and when they went in with him and Bucky and Captain America and Namor and stuff like that, went in during World War II, and he's kind of like, this feels familiar. And then they get to what I guess they came there for, which is, you see Namor hung up on a wall like a fish trophy. Like, how people they catch a fish, they get a big, catch, and then they hang it like literally they have yo, this is mad disrespectful. But they have Namor hung up on the wall like a fish trophy.
Is he not a big fish though?
He's a person. Yo, they got him next to like a grouper or something, bro. They got him next to like mad fish.
he's half fish. They was halfway correct with the idea, man.
Yo, that is wild, bro.
That actually was dope though to see that. It was like damn, like y'all like got Namor on display. The only thing is like logic crept in for me, and it was like, well, why isn't he decaying? Like, but that was just a logical moment I had.
Yeah.
With reading the comic book, I'm like, I wonder how long that body's been there. It's all pristine and shit. So it was kind of.
Well, I mean, people hang animal heads and stuff like that on their walls.
Yeah, but they
maybe they stuffed them.
They take out the guts. They I forgot the exact term is called, and it's evading me.
Taxidermy. Right, but that's when you got fur. But that's with fur, so you can't see the decomposed body.
Mm. True,
yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Like his eyeballs are fully intact. Like that's like something going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like his eyeballs, his eyeballs are moist. Like was that?
Oh man. But yeah, did you guys want to weigh in on this attack scene, them breaking in and stuff like that? Them kind of like on stealth but killing everyone.
It was kind of dry. It was kind of dry.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dry.
I don't know. I don't know what they was doing, bro. To be honest with you. I really don't know. I'm keeping it tall. Like, it's hard to understand what they was really doing. Like, Captain America's like, yo, we gotta go do this, but
they didn't tell us what they were doing.
Right. They didn't really. They just said that we gotta go stealth, but then they ended up going loud. Like, so like what? Like, but. Come on.
But Prop, you know what's crazy though, and maybe I gotta read this again. Maybe I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, let me know in the chat. But like when I read it, right, they were surprised that Namor was there. Like they weren't expecting him. So that means that they didn't go there for Namor, which means I still don't know what they. Why did they go and bother these Nazis?
Yeah, like that was the point. It was just like Cap said, like we got Nazis to kill.
It was just like, yo, these are ops. These are ops. We about to slide today.
but the thing is that like I got that part, but like no one else had an opinion. It was just like just because Cap wanted to do this, we all got to roll.
That is true. This is all Cap's idea.
So Cap basically was like, I need a book about me, and this is the most compelling thing. So we're gonna go bother this whole group of people.
Yo,
just 'cause I said so.
Didn't Tony say like this isn't like a priority, or was it the Human Torch? Someone said this isn't a priority, and then Cap
I think
in
the
turn
Human Torch was kind of happy to relive that moment though.
Yeah, but he's just happy to burn Nazis, bro. Like he's
yeah.
But like I think, maybe it was Tony Stark that said like this isn't priority, and then Cap was like, nah, Nazis are involved. It's always priority. And then they went in and they was just killing. You know
what's kind of cool though? Seeing the red skulls be like the Punisher sign. Like
yeah, we're gonna get there. Because I actually didn't notice that at first. But like, yeah, so in all honesty, this is what I think happened, bro. I think they were going through the woods, like just kind of like scoping out the area. Cap saw a base of Nazis, and he said it's on site, and they just literally right then was like, we're gonna take out this
So,
whole camp.
so you said Cap was just out in the woods. He just so happened to run
Yo, he
across
just saw the ops. He was like,
field,
all right,
and
we got, yo, it's
Avengers Assemble, and then they came back to nah, man.
I feel like that's what happened, bro. I feel like I feel like that's what happened, bro. But yeah,
It just
yeah.
the purpose felt a little dry. Like I get it. Like my thing is like, okay, I get it. Like and I think Prop said it best. It was like okay, we're all for this whole the Nazis getting their ass whipped, right? Like if you're playing it out exactly how history goes, right? Cool.
hmm
But in this
This is different.
context,
This was just
they
a
kind of
city. This was a city of like poor, innocent, like
yeah,
women and
they
kids.
flipped it on its head and changed the purpose. So now
hmm
you have to look at it through a lens of like, okay, should they
History has
really
been
be
rewritten.
there? Yeah, should they really be there doing that? So that's what makes it a little dry for me. That like, what's the and there could be bad going on, but initially they didn't. I don't think they did a great job at explaining the intent of what was going
Yeah,
on
I
throughout
agree.
that whole thought process, and
Yeah.
they kind of layered it with the Human Torch saying, "Oh yeah, before when we did it, this is what happened." And but if you go through that storyline, it makes sense why you did it. Now here, it's like, is it the same people? Are they generations later? What's going on? Like it's kind of like for me, it's not fully connecting right there. But maybe I'm
hmm
missing some context, or I
Well,
didn't read.
no, I think
Hmm.
I think you hit it nail on the head because the two people the two people kind of like leading this be Captain America and the and this is why those flashbacks kind of hit right because they're living out their glory years. Like this is because Captain America was on ice, right, and he came back, and then the Human Torch is a cyborg that's been so they're kind of like just replaying what they did, but in today's time. So it's kind of like and everyone else is kind of like just going along with it. Which I mean, we know that obviously, my bad, prop, but we know that obviously, this camp is villains, right? Because we already understand that the makeup of the maker and stuff like that. But in the public perception, this is like this is a like that's not how the public perceives it. But prop, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and even with a part of the switch up in the plan of approach, like I was saying, where they're like, oh, we got to go in stealth. Like it, it was just I don't know. I feel like I don't know who wrote this. I don't know if I mean, well, actually I do. I saw it wasn't Hickman. It was someone else. But um, just the way that they approached, and it was like just like they're flying over the base, or like they're running in, and at the
Mm-hmm.
last second they're like, oh, the reason why we have to go stealth is because of kids.
Yeah.
Like what? Like what? Like, why are you like okay? Like number one, like okay, cool. Like I understand that, but number two, why are you telling me now?
It's not
Like why
stealthy
are you
because
why
dude
are
is
you
burning
why are you
everything and like there's
yeah,
bodies
and
all
that
over the
too.
place.
But but I just mean like not like pacing wise, right? Like
hmm
like cool, right? Like I get that you have to have a strategy, and this is because of that. But that's like us going to rob a bank, and I'm like, yo, bro, like we gotta go, like and like while we're running into the bank with guns with the shiesties on, I look back and tell you and Boog and X, yo, we gotta be quiet because there's alarms.
Yeah.
Like what? But but like y'all are not surprised, but the audience watching the movie are like, why did you just say that now? Like, shouldn't you have said that before y'all started flying in with the
We're
guns
literally
and
in
Yeah.
dark?
front of the
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
literally in front of the
True.
bank
True. True.
doors,
True.
and you swung them both open. Then you look, then the
Don't
door
nobody
was
got
out open.
silencers on. Nothing like.
Yeah,
Right. So like,
then you look back at us and told us be stealthy as
Just
the
be
doors were
stealthy.
flying open.
yeah, like you see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard to explain the anomaly of that kind of writing. You know what I mean? It just doesn't
Yeah.
make it doesn't feel it doesn't make it doesn't feel good. It doesn't make sense. narrative wise. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, why are you telling me that? Like, so those are the kind of things that can throw you off when you're in your experience of reading a book. And there's a lot of things that threw me off, like a lot. You know what I mean? It's just
You
technical errors. You know?
you know what I
Which is
feel?
surprising
Mhm.
for this whole run because it hasn't been this way through the whole run. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, like I didn't even expect it to like not be informative. Like that's what I'm expect. This is what this whole run has meant. Like nice information. A lot of these, like how we said, the societies and different
Mhm.
groups, and now we have, I guess we could say, like a hate group, right? In a sense, but
Mm.
it's just like I just would have liked more backstory to what has this group done, right? Like as far as like just give me, you know what I mean? Like
Other than just
give
being
me the
Nazis,
give
because
me
we
like the
established in
briefing.
this world like Nazis are
Yeah,
different. Like
yeah,
this,
like if we
everything is
establish this
different
world,
in this
yeah,
timeline. So
give
we
me the
don't.
briefing. Give me the part when in a helicopter and Cap's like, all right, team, we're going in because this person, you know what I mean? That's what
Yeah.
Pop was alluded to. Like, give me that classic rundown, like
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, and I did want to say too, like with this, I'll kind of like touch on this more on the sum up at the end. I feel like this story it had a purpose of what it was trying to do, right? Because there's certain because this story touches on nostalgia. If anything, I could say this story kind of like encapsulates or
I
kind of
agree.
focuses on is
I agree.
nostalgia, and the twist at the end, which we'll get into, the twist at the end is kind of it hits home, right? But I felt like the author was focused on, all right, let me build the story around capturing nostalgia, and then let me fill in the pieces along the way, right?
I think it did that. What did it not do that well though? Because it did feel Captain America like it did feel like it
Yeah,
felt
but
oddly like
the
familiar.
story wasn't driven in the way to
Yeah.
make you like you didn't you it there was the connections weren't there. The connections
Yes.
weren't there. You felt it, but it was kind of like, all right, I have this idea
It you know what
and
it
let me
felt like?
fill it in. Yeah.
It felt like a bootleg version of the real story. Like it felt like watered down. It felt like
The yo, not the
the
Tubi version.
ice when it stays out in the heat and it melts. It just felt like that. Like it was
I
there.
feel you.
Taste is there, but it's watered down. It felt very like cheesy. Like I
I
don't know,
feel
but
you.
it did have the vibe.
I feel you. I feel you. Did you else want to weigh in before we go to the next one?
I think we're good.
We're good. And that was a dope catch on the on the skull logo because I actually didn't pick that up. Like, I was looking at Namor, and then later, obviously, I was like, oh snap. But at first when it was there, I was just like, all right, Red Skull, right? But okay, so they get there, they see Namor hung up, pretty much like like a trophy fish, and then they see Red Skull pop in with a whole bunch of people. But this isn't Red Skull, the original Red Skull from like World War II. So what you find out
Grand
in this
Skull, right?
is Grand, yes,
What's
Grand Skull. It's
yeah?
Grand.
He's like, and then he's like, and then he's not even FA. Hold on. And then he's not even FA. He's like the fifth edition. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
That's a fact. That is
yeah,
a fact.
yeah. He's so what you find out in this world, right, is they pass on the mantle of Red Skull to different people. So like probably he's like the fifth one, right? And they wear a mask, right? It's not like their skull is actually red. They have a mask on, kind of like it's kind of like Red Hood. For those that are familiar with DC and Batman, you know how there were multiple
I
Red
do
Hoods.
like Red Hood though. I cannot lie. I do
Yeah,
like Red Hood.
but even like the biker type of mask style, it reminds me of Hood, and that being passed down, right? So kind of like that, right? So this is the new Grand Skull, right? That's in place, and he's telling them what happened, and he asks him, "Did you?" And Captain America asked him, "Did you kill Namor?" Right? And he's like, no, it wasn't me. This was like this was Atlantean politics, right? I ain't have nothing to do with this, right? They killed him down there, but because I guess like because this is Namor and the fish have so much respect for Namor, no fish would eat would pick at his body. And that's the reason why they gave why he hasn't been decomposed, because no fish would pick would kind of like help in that
Yeah, I don't know if
decomposition,
that proves
which
why he
I
wasn't
don't know. I
decomposed.
don't know as far as biology if that makes
I mean, that just proves why he wasn't eaten by the ocean. But I
Yeah,
mean,
but they. Hmm.
maybe there's something I'm lacking with Namor, but I but maybe like we're adding too much logic to it, and that's the funny part about the books too, because like
Hmm.
I accept it for what it is, I really do, because at the end there's a dope part with him and Namor that I did like, where I was like, okay, that was pretty cool what they did, just to see that switch up, but at the same time, like I don't know, bro, like to see his body not, nothing, because we've seen heroes before, like even in the Thanos book, like he kills like he beats everybody up, and he's got like that. We have a cover like that in the VV, like where there's just the costumes, the relics of all the
Hmm.
heroes and stuff like that. I want to see the bones and
Or just put him in a glass chamber, bro. It's not that hard. Like it's a
yeah,
comic book.
yeah, make it seem like he was
Just put him in
preserved.
a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fake it like he's preserved. Don't just I don't
They
know.
just threw him on a wall. They just
Put
threw
him
him
in
on a
like
wall, exposed
formaldehyde
him
or
in there.
something.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
like
I seen
mummify him or
mummies.
something.
I seen mummies. Like, nah, like, or tell me he has a part of his superpower is
His
like
body doesn't
he's
decompose, like his skin
yeah, like,
is
something. Yeah, make it make
undecomposable.
sense real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like have because like they got the internet connected to Tony Stark. Like Tony could just like buzz in real quick, be like, oh, by the way, the reason why he's not decomposed is because of this, because I'm a nerd
Ooh,
and I'm
that,
tough.
Hmm.
yeah.
Like, because Tony watching everything. So Tony, what's going on? Like, tell me what's going on, Tony. Like, why? Explain this to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, maybe we're missing something, but I never knew that was like, that's a weird superpower. In death, your body won't decompose. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. That's just like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's
I
a
mean,
thing.
you know what? To be fair, I don't understand.
He's
I
not a
don't know
god.
Namor's
He's not a god.
biology. He isn't, but I don't know what he is. Like that's the thing. I don't know what he is. Like, does Superman's body decompose? I mean, I've seen it decompose before, but like technically,
See, that's what I'm saying. But then the
I don't
storylines
know.
change with certain
Yeah,
things. So it's
that
like,
is true.
I
That is
get
true.
it where it doesn't have to be consistent, but at the same time, just give me some more context to things
Yeah.
that seem odd. Like that's a weird thing to have him just up on a thing and prop set it again. Have him
Hmm.
buzz and be like, "Oh my God, look at him!" Blah blah. Just a quick little bubble, a little air bubble on, the physics behind it would go a long way to make it feel like
Hmm.
believable. Like, oh wow, that's. And even if they say some corny shit like, oh, the molecular structure of him spending years in the ocean made his body hard. I'm like, oh shit, okay, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like anything would have been acceptable.
Something,
Just see him on
some
the
type of.
wall.
Yo, you know what, Bug, bro? I think that that's the biggest thing that this issue is at lacking explanations, right? Why are they at this camp? What's going on with Namor's body, right? Or maybe he'll come back to life in the end. Maybe he's not dead. Maybe that's why he didn't
That's what I
decompose. I
thought.
don't
I
know.
thought
That's what
when
I
the
thought
water
too.
can rehydrate, and come
Yeah,
back to
maybe
life.
when they put him, maybe he'll come back to life. Maybe that's the issue. But okay, so going into that, they see this Red Skull comes out. Whole fight breaks loose. Whole fight breaks loose. And going back to they keep honing in on this nostalgia effect, and it's with Human Torch, with Captain America, and with Bucky. Actually, yo, real quick, everyone is here. Everyone is here. Everyone is here because this is wild. Because I know he didn't read this book. I know he didn't read this book. Yo, tag Mr. MC1 in the comment section and let him know that yo, his favorite comic book character makes an appearance over here. Tag him in there. But like because he's not gonna know. All right, so look, so once again, going back to nostalgia, right? They go ham as far as with the Nazis. The panels look crazy. I see pause. I see Giant Man coming out of some dude's throat, bro. Like they are killing people. They like you cannot tell me they're not killing people in this thing, right? And while this is happening, and while Human Torch, because once again this whole book is narrated from Human Torch's perspective, and while he's doing that, he's flashbacking. He's flashbacking to World War II. Him, Captain America, Bucky, Namor, them all doing this mission, and this feels familiar. So they're taking out the Nazis, and then what's his name? Red Skull. He runs away, right? And Captain America is pursuing him. He's chasing. He's like, no, 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 you're not gonna get away. You're not gonna get away. I'm gonna stop you. Ha! I'm Captain America. And he takes his shield and hits a bomb. He hits a bomb like, huh? I'm Captain America, right? And then when he does that, yo,
Oh, I'm Captain America.
that's what he did. He's like, when he does that, right? Yo, that's when it clicked, bro. That's when it clicked what the skulls were, because when he does that, you see the Punisher come out, but it's not Frank Castle. I don't know who this is. It's a different person. But it's the Punisher of the Ultimate Universe, and he comes out, and he has like the Punisher logo, but it's all red, and I'm like, oh snap, this is where the Red Skull thing comes from, like with them, but the thing is, this dude is brolic, like this isn't like regular size Punisher. This is like, he looks like, I don't want to say Hulk, maybe Thing. I'm gonna give him Thing, maybe the Thing build, and he comes out, and you find out what happens is they give him the super serum, like the Captain America serum, and not only is he the Punisher with all, like, the Punisher's expertise, but he's now juiced up, and he goes in. He's like, yeah, I'm the Punisher, man. I'm gonna take you out. I'm the Punisher. And he comes in, and all right, actually, nah, I'm gonna go into this. This is why I wish some of this stuff was animated, because I feel like it being animated, it would have a whole different effect, because you see the Punisher, bro, and he's coming at Captain America, and the Human Torch is just like, nah, chill, and he just blasts his head, and then he's on the floor like crying.
That was a nice build up for him.
It was a build up for nothing.
Yeah.
He got one shot.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the panel too on that.
That
was fun. Like, it had little cool moments to it. Like, but it was just like, and then didn't it feel like the Punisher was a cop in this one? Like,
he was a jobber, bro. He was like a jobber. He was like,
yeah. I mean, it was cool. Like, I enjoyed the like my most favorite parts were dealing with the Torch. I like how cold he was. I like how to the point he was like, all right, let's get this shit over with. Like, woof, just flamed him. Like, took his whole head. Like, that was dope to me.
This was our first intro into his mind, because all of this was all his, like, all the narration was him. So this was our first kind of like peek into his mind.
And I'm gonna say something that's probably like horrible to say, but I really don't like Captain America, bro, because it's like it's like, and I get his
attacking this poor village, this poor Nazi village.
It's not that I don't like him. Let me say I don't like him, right? But he's like a mid for me in it, because it's like, yeah, he's like powerful, yeah, he's dope. Like, I actually like how, like, like how strong his character is, as far as like, not strength, but like how determined he is to complete the mission. But there is something about him that I just don't connect with, as far as like the and I don't care what Captain America you give me. I don't care if it's this new Falcon Captain. I just don't like it. You
don't like Papa Doc Captain America?
Yeah, I do like Chris Evans though. Like, I do like him as Captain America, but the comic books and stuff, it just doesn't hit for me. Maybe it's the time period. I'm not sure, but I can't.
I never really read the comic book, so I can't even weigh in, bro. I can't even weigh in. But I feel like I wouldn't like it. Like, during that time period, I feel like I wouldn't.
Maybe it's too predictable for me in a sense. There's no like super dramatic twist to it or something. But maybe I'm reading the wrong stuff. But for me,
typically I don't like the older issues. Like, just the issue. I just don't like the older, and it kind of boils.
It's funny you say that, because the newer issues, and I'm not saying so. Okay, the FAs and everything, like, we look at them because they're nostalgic. They're in the number ones. If money wasn't associated with those prices, and I'm not saying this is for all of them, but some of them are like really boring reads because they're not of this time, right? So there is something to be said about that. The art style's updated. So sometimes going back and reading, like, if you read Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy, like, it doesn't.
Bro, I said this. I said the same thing, and it was controversial. I said, is AF-15 really that great?
It's hard to do because it is the originator, but it's hard to say that and people
It
get pissed off
started
about
it,
that.
but
But
like
it's to me there's things that
storytelling
like
has
that's just like
evolved.
saying
Storytelling has evolved.
athletes shouldn't be better, jump higher, run faster. Now, like I'm not saying these comic books today are better, but some of them to me are a little bit
Yeah,
better as
I
far as
agree.
like this Ultimate series. Sometimes is some of these books were really like clever. Some of these the artwork's dope. The and I know it originates off of it, so it's hard to say trash the original. I'm not saying that, but it's more like I'd rather at this point read something and look at something that's more visually appealing and has better artists and better, and I don't know, it just seems
You,
to hit, but they are
hmm
nostalgic. You can't do
Yeah,
without them, but it's just
and
it's
and
a
it
funny thing.
and it laid the foundation, right? It laid the foundation, and it goes to kind of like just the aspect of evolution and things evolving and getting better over time. Because like like take cars for instance, right? Like top tier cars that are like
Very
classic
true.
cars, they hold that value and stuff like that, but their performance aren't better than the cars of today, right? So it's kind of like that. That balancing or that duality where it's kind of like you recognize something for what it is because it built the framework, but still,
But you know what it is? I'm sorry to cut you off. I guess
yeah,
we
yeah, no,
should
no, good. Hmm.
just like how you brought up the car thing. They should be graded for the time that they were made. That's
Hmm.
why I don't think we
Yeah,
should be pinning them against each other in two totally different eras where
yeah.
when technology has allowed us to make sure if I want these lines to be super straight, and I'm drawing it digitally on my iPad, I can make sure it's straight in like a second in a click. I can get
Hmm.
this line to match the opposing the line running parallel to it. So, I
Hmm.
mean, it's a lot. I mean,
Hmm.
it should be graded on its own scale or against its own counterparts. But
One hundred
if we
percent. One hundred
do,
percent.
it's fun to do. It is fun to go back and look at it now and say, how would a Miles Morales book stack up to some of these Spider-Man books that are going for 20 grand? Let's not even count Amazing Fantasy. So you know what I
Mm.
mean? So it's just funny.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. All right. So, did anyone else want to weigh in before we move to the next scene? We good?
I think we good.
Okay, we are good. All right, so yeah, so Punisher comes out pretty much for nothing because he comes out, he gets blasted in the face, and then he's on the floor crying. Now, the Red Skull is like, all right, well, I'm gonna try and shoot you. He hits him with like a blast from the laser gun, and then Captain America.
Yo, bro, you were reading this like a like it's a like it's a cartoon. All right,
Yo,
so
that's
then
what
so
happened,
he
bro.
tries to blast, but
He hits him with a blast from the laser gun. Captain America hits it with the pew, and it hits him in the face and knocks him out. Right? So he's on the floor. But the thing is, because he got hit in the face with the blast, right? His eyes exposed, his eyes open, and he's kind of like, it's good seeing you again, Steve. And then I guess he self detonates without self det. So like I thought, okay,
Nah, he
so
said, hold on.
yo,
he
Did you
didn't
did you
blow up.
cover the part where he said, hold on? Did you catch the
what?
sarcasm in that
What
comment when he
happened?
was like, good, when he said, good gravy. I guess you got me again, Captain America. Like
Mm-hmm.
the sarcasm was so bad, like you couldn't because like you couldn't tell if he
It's
like
dated.
he was
It's dated.
serious or if it was bad. It's dated, and
But
I
there's a
get that.
reason
Like
for that. There's a
But
reason
I
that's
for
know,
that.
I
what he's
know,
saying. He was
I
trying
know,
to
because I
capture
know
that
because they're from a
nostalgia.
different time, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
from a different time, but I'm just, no. Hold on, I'm not letting I get into this, bro. Hold on, like, and I'm really trying hard not to do this, but there's a couple of lines, and y'all had to catch them. Hold on, let me
There's
go.
some dated
I
lines
got
in
you.
here, bro. There's
Pull
some
them up.
dated lines. I feel
No,
like I'm reading a Silver Age
not
comic.
even dated, not
Okay.
even dated, but like, hold on, right on the panel that you're saying when he like self detonates or clicks when he clicks that thing on his chest. Look at the bubbles above of the text bubbles. He said, "But I'm like, Cap, like what?" They didn't say, but I'm like, in 1939. They didn't do that, bro.
But he
They
been
didn't say,
around,
yo,
bro.
like,
He been around.
like Nah, so we can't have him picking up new lingo just for like 5 minutes and then going back to the old lingo. Bro said, but I'm like, Cap, more than a man. I'm a symbol. Like bro, but I'm like, didn't exist as a way to as filler to tell someone a point back then. That, like, you know what I'm saying? So and then he goes to the good gravy. Guess you got me again with the sarcasm. Like to me, that's just not good writing. I don't get the poetry in that sense.
Like, okay, so now I'll take the opposing side and I say that I get what you say. It can be corny, right? And but I think that it was going for how what you said, that nostalgia, right? These got to be two people. Obviously this is someone that he's met before, right? And if we're taking these time jumps and everything, this is an old foe or whoever it may be, or we don't know who it is under there, right? But I guess we can guess and say it's Bucky or somebody along those
Oh,
lines or
chill,
something
bro. You
like that.
spoiling it, bro.
Oh shit, my bad.
Chill.
I'm just guessing here. I'm not saying that's who it is. I'm just guessing, but
This
but
boy's wild. That's a wild boy right here.
my bad. Yeah, like I'm just guessing. But I'm just saying, like, but at the same time,
Not like
yeah. Let me just
conspiracy
ask.
theory.
Mass tagged me something. He was like, Mass. I do agree as far as like this is the best Captain America series that we're like
Yo,
plot
what
twist
Mask
and
say?
things that
Hold
we're
on,
gonna
real quick.
have.
Was you talking about
Oh,
this?
going to the comments. I just seen it pop up, but it was basically
Oh,
like this is the best
yo, Mask need to
Captain
come and weigh in
America.
on this because I feel like this is about to get review bombed, and he's the one that recommended me read this.
Yeah, no, no, no. I like I said, like I'm just saying, like from where I am now, I'm it's
Hmm.
taking convincing me to like Captain America. Like I don't
Okay.
think he's horrible, but for me, it's still mid.
Okay.
And I haven't even seen the new movie, right? So maybe it got more,
I'm
it
about
got
to
better
stream
for
that, bro.
that.
I'm not going to the movie theaters for
But
that, bro.
but I'm just saying, as far as it goes, right? And like I said, I like Chris Evans as Captain America. That did better for me. But like as far as reading the comic books and things of that nature, that never made me like Captain America. That like, let's say like I'd rather read a Gambit book, and just because we got him on the app, I'm just
Yo,
gonna
because
pulling that out.
Gambit is
You know what I
popping,
mean?
bro.
But Captain America, think about Captain America in comparison to a Gambit. Like
Captain America, Captain
That's no
America is
contest. That Captain America
yeah.
is
Captain
way more
America
popular. But I'm just saying, I would
is
rather.
popular, but his character is boring. Chris
It
Evans is
seems a
what
little
pushed that.
dull.
Yeah, Chris Evans is what
Yes.
pushed that character, like with the MCU.
Well, no, no, no. Okay, see, that's the problem that the comic diehards will have with you. You can't say
Hmm.
he pushed it because he's always been popping, right? He's always been that guy.
I
But
never thought he
he
was
is
popping,
boring.
bro.
I think
I
you
never
can
thought
say
he.
he's always
I
been.
always thought he was boring. I always thought he was boring.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, he seems a little compared to, and it's his powers, right? Like he's just strong. He's just he's just those. He has the determination, the will, all of that stuff. But when you look at
Yo,
somebody
you
like a
know.
Spider-Man who's slinging webs and doing flips and acrobatic, and a Gambit who has kinetic, he
Also,
does
too,
it.
Bug.
You know,
Let me like, try.
even Marvel versus
It's
Capcom, I never enjoyed
yeah,
playing with him. Like it's
yeah,
just
yeah. Of course. Yo, like no video game you like yeah, no video game you want to play him. But then also too on top of that, just looking at as far as like outside of just like United States culture,
Stars and
right?
stripes. That's all you.
With no, just the power set outside of like the United States, right? That that archetype of a shield based character in anything is kind of like no one wants to be. And I'll give you an example, right? Even going let's go out east, right? A popular anime or a big anime is like Shield Hero. And the whole point behind that show is that no one wants to be the character that holds the shield. And that kind of like just kind of like perpetuates that aspect of like just the power set is just not appealing. I feel like the MCU did is they added a lot of personality to Captain America, a lot of connection with Captain America. So by the end, when you hit Endgame and he's the last person standing, and he's like Avengers Assemble, you're like, yo, this is like the star quarterback.
Him
This is
being able to
this
pick
is
up
the
Thor's
heart.
hammer.
This yeah.
Yeah.
So like you're
Yeah.
drawn to that. You're like, yo, everything else has failed, and you still have not crumbled. And there's always
It's
that
will.
yeah, there's always that aspect of love when it comes to rooting for the underdog. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't
Yo,
have
you
to be the
nailed
most
it. You
powerful.
nailed it.
You
It's
yo,
the
you just have to
underdog.
never
Yep.
give up. You
Yep.
just have to
Yep.
never give
That's
up,
it.
and that's what they did, bro. And that's why people fell in love with Captain America, with Chris Evans, Captain America.
No, you're right. It's the will and never give up, bro. And it
Mhm.
makes it's like the Steph Curry thing.
Yeah.
Nobody can be a LeBron James. Like, you can love him. No one can just fucking be 6'8", 260 pounds. But everybody, there's a lot more motherfuckers that's walking around here 6'3", 6'2", 6'4", and can learn how to just shoot. You know what I mean? Not gotta be Steph Curry, but you can shoot. You can. That's a learned practice thing. You know what I mean? So it's that same thing with him. Like, yes, he took a serum. He was a scrawny little dude, and his determination, his will made him who he was. And it's funny because Mahalo plays Rivals, and Captain America's not nowhere near one of the top players. He's fucking annoying. He's like, he's fucking annoying because he blocks shit with his shield. He comes in, whips your ass, and run away. Like, but he doesn't. You can't fuck people up with cat. Like, I'm not saying he can't fuck people up. I'm just saying it's just ironic that you brought up the shield concept and everything. A lot of people don't like that. It's not a fast paced move. It's more of a methodical approach, and but that does lend to his character type. It's different. I don't know. I no hate.
It's storytelling.
not-
It's storytelling.
Yeah,
It's
he's
how
just
you
mixed
tell the
for me.
story. Like you can finesse anything, bro. Like you can finesse anything. It's just if you connect people with it, right? Like, and I think that was the thing with the MCU, because a lot of people were, bro, remember, like, in the 90s, like, they had kind of like the MCU before the MCU, right? Like with the Spider-Man, the X-Men series and all that stuff like that. And Captain America was in those. Captain America did make cameo appearances in those, but no one cared. So like, it's just, it's how you tell the story. And I think MCU kind of like captured that perfectly. Or as perfect as it has been captured, and that's why you.
But
have,
I think
like,
he's
this...
so nostalgic too, bro, that he just doesn't resonate with, and he's lost touch with a lot of like modern day, kids and things of that nature.
So you got to make it resonate. You got to make it resonate.
In that time, he was the shit, though, bro. I can't. That's undisputed. Like,
During yeah, I mean, I don't. I don't know.
In the face on his.
It is, yeah. You know what? During that time, that's risque,
crazy.
bro. That's risque. That would be like someone punching like I don't know, Putin or something in the face or something like that. Like it's risque.
Yeah.
It's risque.
Yeah, that's crazy. So,
but now it's kind of like, all right.
It's lost its juice for a new generation who didn't have to go through that, and that's what the comic books is supposed to be telling of the time, right? So it's just if you're not in that time period anymore, it's just history. And most of the younger people they're not pure like history buffs, and they don't care about that. So that's why it loses its luster. But yeah.
All right, so going on from there, right? So he kind of like does this thing, like, he's about to die. He's like, he does this thing with his jacket, tap tap tap. And I thought he was gonna kind of like self detonate, like the whole thing was gonna explode. Nah, he just killed himself, bro. It was like a little poof, a little smoke that popped up, and that's it. And they were just sitting there looking. So I was like, yo, that was melodramatic. I thought he was gonna blow up the whole base. I thought he had like an atomic. He killed himself. Yeah.
Like you just teleported, like poof.
No, he did like this little poof. Yo, you didn't even know he died. That's the crazier part about it, bro. You didn't even know he killed himself. He killed himself, but it was so melodramatic, no one even knew he died.
Maybe I just wasn't believing it. I didn't believe it.
I was expecting like this big like Oppenheimer, Hiroshima, Nagasaki type of bomb. Like I thought he had like an atomic bomb in his helmet, and that was about to and he was about to take out the whole area. and cause Captain America's face was like, oh snap, right?
No, I'm going back to that panel. I need
Yo,
to see that.
yo,
Bro.
yo,
No.
go back to the panel, bro. Like his helmet starts lighting up, it's glowing, right? And then Captain America's expression was like, oh, because remember I'm reading this panel by panel, right? So like Captain America's expression is like, oh snap. I'm like, oh dang, like is someone about to die? And then the next panel is like, poof, and it's just some smoke, and that's it. I thought it was melodramatic. Yo, I'm serious, bro. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, he does that. They take Namor's body, throw him into the ocean. He drifts away. There's a whole bunch of dialogue of the what's his name, the Human Torch, of just kind of like self-realization, which I didn't really care about. And here's the revelation, and here's why this book kind of like honed in on nostalgia, right? I think it honed in on nostalgia very well. And he's going back, and he sees Captain America kind of like upset, and Human Torch is kind of like, well, what is he upset about? Like, what's going on? We won, right? And he goes back into his memory log, and he goes back to the last thing that Red Skull said before he detonated, and it's like, good seeing you again, Steve. And he's like, there's something strange about this. So he does kind of like a voice diagnostic. And there's like a 90% match. And he looks at, well, who does it match with? And the person that it matches with is Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, Captain America's sidekick. So,
And that's
yes,
crazy because isn't Wolverine the Winter Soldier now?
yes. But yeah. So that's the realization. He says Bucky, and then it says like, it's the not to be continued, but tells you how much time you got left until the Maker comes out. But yeah, this is all about nostalgia. This book has been all about kind of like reliving your glory days, and that Captain America kind of like realizing that this world is different. This is different than the world that he came from. And from many levels, like Captain America, traditionally when he comes back to the world, yes, is different, but certain things are certain things, right? This is everything turned on its head, where like in this world, Nazis are good.
We also got Casey up here too. We also got
Casey's up here. All right, let me
X
jump to
came
Casey.
back. Yeah.
And X came back. Okay, let me just finish, and then we're gonna jump to Casey and jump to X. In this world where Nazis are good, his partner is actually technically good according to the world's perception, and he just killed him. And yeah, there's a lot of things that the heroes are dealing with. But let me jump to Casey. Let's say what's up to Casey. How are you doing?
What's up, guys? What's up, Moj?
What's up?
Prop, Bug. So I just need to know, are you guys just hating on Captain America because of this book? Or, like, in general, his character?
In general. It's in general.
Have you seen Captain America Civil War?
Well,
Yeah.
what we were saying, the MCU does Captain America very well. That's the thing. That's the redemption of Captain America is the MCU.
Exactly.
Okay, because I was going to say, in Civil War, dude, I looked at Captain way differently, because I would agree with you
I
guys
think everyone
overall.
did. Everyone did.
But then he was the one that was like, nah, fuck the government. They're about to, like, change everything so that we can't be as free and independent as, like, we should be. And Iron Man was, like, the one that was all like, no, we have to stick by our government. So, like, that had me give way more respect to Captain America. So I just was like, I don't know if you guys are hating on him in general or just this book, because honestly, the fact that he stood up against his own team of Avengers to, like, fight for what he believed in, like, that made him
Yeah.
honor him in a different way.
All right, Casey. So here's
Not
the
book. You got
timeline.
it. Mhm.
He was super hot when he first came out, right? And he stayed hot for a while. Then I feel like he
In the
dipped off
40s.
until the movies came out. and then he got hot again. I mean, but for the most part, like with all that being said, the cumulative time, he's mid. He's about a 5 or a 6 on a scale of 10. And like I would say most people's eyes. Like, if you just ask about, hey, where would you rank Captain America compared to, I don't even think he's as like popping as
Let's
the
just
Hulk.
stick to the Avengers. On the Avenger scale, is he better or worse than, I don't know, whoever's in the Avengers? You're like
I
comparing
He's
him to
think
X Men,
so
and
I
you
think
can't do that.
I think
You can't do
Hawkeye's
that.
the worst. I think Hawkeye's the worst. So let's start
oh
there.
snap.
And,
Definitely the worst.
Damn.
yeah,
Okay.
and I'll just say that like he's not as popular as the Hulk, if that makes sense to me. I feel like he's not Hulk level. He's a little bit below that. He doesn't touch Thor. He's like definitely not Iron Man. Yeah, he's kind of
Who
lacking.
is your favorite, Boog?
That group, Iron Man. Iron Man, I would say. Yeah, for
But
sure.
I would say the same thing about Iron Man. Iron Man didn't get pop into the MCU either.
I agree. I
So
agree.
like,
But he
yeah.
also reached a peak that Captain America didn't. Like his peak, he peaked out way higher than Captain America. If we're talking about movie wise, like the Robert Downey Jr., Chris
Let me.
Evans,
Oh,
right?
hold on.
I know, but like
Hold on,
overall,
hold on. I gotta
connecting
bring
them
this back.
together,
I
comics
got.
and MCU
Ho,
together, like who is the
yo,
best?
MCU
Because you're
boosted both of
comparing
those
comic books.
characters.
Okay,
Well,
comic
hold on,
and MCU.
Casey. MCU
Hold
boosted
on, let
both
me
of those
answer a question. Let me
characters.
answer a question. Comic book and MCU combined, for me, it's still gonna be Iron Man, and because I think that his okay, so comic book wise, I would give it to Cap, right? As far as just like the history through that, how nostalgic that is. But then I feel like Iron Man hit such a hot, like he got red hot, like even to the point he did the Thanos snap with the glove. Like I think he got to a peak where he just got scorching hot. I don't think Captain America got to that peak.
But
So they might be
hmm
almost even, but I think a lot of people will resonate with Iron Man a lot more
yeah,
these days.
I agree. I agree. And what I would say to that is this. What I would say to that is this. I think that Thanos snap, uh, was
Thanos slap.
the Thanos
The
snap,
Thanos snap.
the
How
Thanos
that's
snap.
I
My bad, my bad,
attempted.
my bad. The Thanos snap is what kind of like what won the game. That was what won the game. And at that time at Endgame, because you didn't really know what was gonna happen. You know Captain America was like, and you have two key scenes in Endgame, like just breaking it down. Captain America, when he's standing up by himself, no one is left. His shield is broken. And he's like, I can, he has that moniker, I can do this all day, right? And he's standing up against Thanos and an army of people by himself. That scene is burned into people's
crazy.
memory, right? And then when he gets the backup and everyone behind him, and now he has an army with him, and he's like Avengers Assemble. That is chills down your spine, right? That is
And that part
pure.
with Thor's
That
hammer.
that is that is, and I'm gonna take a quote from Scorsese,
That's what
even
I'm
though he
saying.
doesn't feel
Like
like this. Hold on, real quick. I'm
he
gonna take a
definitely
quote.
had his
I'm gonna
moments where
I'm gonna take
he.
a quote from Scorsese, even though he doesn't feel like that. That is pure cinema. That is pure cinema. And then, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Then you have Iron Man, right? Sacrifice his entire life with the Thanos snap, saying, "Yo, I keep saying Thanos slap. Yo, Thanos snap, saying I am Iron Man." And it snaps, and then that is the
He one
game
up
winning
them.
touchdown.
He one
That
up
is the
them.
game. Yo, that is the game winning touchdown. So you're paralleling. And here's the thing: if it was Iron Man that did the snap, if it was Captain America that did the snap, then I would say Captain America would have been the one that would have been the highlight of the MCU as opposed to Iron Man. It's just the gravity of what that was. But here's going back to what Casey said.
But
I
I feel
think
like the one reason why you feel that way is because Iron Man's always been kind of, I don't want to say selfish, but I'm just gonna
it's
say
a
that
redemption
as
arc. It's a
Yeah.
redemption arc, and 100,
Exactly.
and it started with
But Captain
Iron Man.
America's always been that guy that put everybody in front of him.
Yes,
To always like, even if he has to be
yeah,
kicked out of the
one
Avengers to
one
do that.
Casey, one hundred
But
percent, right? And
that's why his
mhm.
heroics there was kind of predictable. It was still chills to see him stand up and say, I could do it all day. I'm gonna go. I don't care
You
if I
saw
die."
that from the
But
beginning.
Iron Man, the
You didn't.
opposite is Iron
Yeah,
Man is for self, right? He's selfish. He's full of himself. He's a playboy. He's this. So to see him be the one to say, I'm going to end it all and kill myself in the
and
process,
that is
that takes
character
it over the top.
development. That is
Yes.
character development. That is good, narration. So yes, and that's what's going to hook the audience. That's what's going to make them kind of be like, dang, like you.
So they
Here's
recast him
here's the
as
thing. You
Doom.
can
They couldn't let
here.
him go. They recasted him as Doom.
Of course, of
Like,
course.
like
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's two things that's being played upon right now. There's two things that's being played upon. One is the fact of everyone loves the underdog, right? You're always trying to achieve, and that is a constant, right? You're always trying to get a step above, a step above, a step above, and that is the role that Captain America has played in the MCU. The underdog, where he's always the weakest one, but he's always the last one standing because of resilience. That is a character like trait that people love. Another character trait that people love is redemption. Starting from one point and changing as a character and transforming yourself, because that as a person believes that like you believe anything is possible. You believe that you can, no matter where you are in life, you can transform. And there's always a redeeming quality. Anyone that may be looking for redemption or whatever, like it's so you have two strong narratives that people cling to, right? Kind of like running in parallel. And you're thinking about as far as, well, which one wins out. And in this case scenario, obviously is Iron Man, because you started with Iron Man, you end with Iron Man, and everyone loves a redemption arc. They love an underdog
Yeah,
story, but they
I
also
feel it.
love
I
a
feel
redemption
it.
arc.
I just had to
Exactly.
come up and have you guys say some good things about
No,
Cap
no, no, you
too,
good. Yo, you good,
because
Casey.
that's my brother's favorite, and I know that if I didn't come up here and bring light to like the
Casey.
good parts about
No, 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 no.
about him, that
Captain America.
you
Captain
know.
America is dope. Captain America is dope, and I think the MCU did it perfectly.
you restored
Did it
order.
perfectly.
You restored
Yes,
order.
yes. And yeah, it's just sometimes when you dive back into the comics, you kind of like are brought back to the other versions of Captain America, right? Where it's kind of like in this it was heavily focused on nostalgia, dialing back to this comic. So you didn't really like. Yes, he was technically, I guess, the last Avenger that like made it up to Red Skull and whatnot. Like he was the one that confronted him. He's the one that's battling the aspect of realizing that Red Skull is Bucky. I think there's a lot to play around with, but when, yeah, yeah, I don't. You know what? Was X up? X had something to say, right? Let me jump to X if he's up.
Oh, he dropped down. He dropped down.
Oh, he dropped down. Okay. But yeah, okay. So that wraps up the story. I think we unpacked a lot. Especially with the MCU parallels. So once again, for everyone in the audience, Casey, did you read this book?
I sure did not.
Oh, all right. You're all right. So once again, for everyone in the audience, there is a giveaway tonight, courtesy of our sponsors for tonight, VV Digital Collectibles. Oh snap! I forgot to put that in the thing. Yo, my bad. Hold on. I'll fix it now. But courtesy of our sponsors, VV Digital Collectibles, and all you had to do was to, in the comment section, tag 3 people and like and repost the space and the live stream, which is pinned to the top. When I call your name, when I call the winner, you do have to be here. You have to be present to claim your prize. Otherwise, someone will rob you. I'm sorry. The comic shop is based in the hood, and if you aren't here, someone will take your prize. So you do have to be here, and that's it. And that's it. So our grading
All right, well,
system.
I'm gonna step down now. So
Nah, you good. Yeah, all right.
I
Appreciate
can't
you,
I
Casey.
can't grade it. I mean, unless I grade off of
You
your
have to, yeah,
short
you have to
narrative.
have read it. You have to have read it. But
Yeah.
appreciate your
So
weight.
thanks for the space, though, y'all.
Anytime, anytime. So in as far as our grading system, oh dang, I don't think I could do that many things. All right, I'm just gonna do it by VV. All right, so boom, we grade on a system of a scale from 1 to 10, and we kind of like to spread it out a bit as far as just giving room, right, for the grade. So we start in the middle. We start at 5. 5 means that the book is mid. We don't like it. We don't hate it. It is what it is. It's fine. Going up from 5, 6 means that the book is above average. 7 means that we rock with it. 8 means that we rock with it heavy. 9 means it's lit. And 10 means that this book is perfect, pure perfection, chef's kiss, a gift from the heavens. Nothing better than this. Going down from 5. 4 means that we're not really feeling it. 3 means the book is kind of ass. 2 means this is basura, straight trash. And 1, we are telling you, do not read this book. Do not read this book. Read at your own risk. This will cause you detriment. This will cause you harm. This will cause you PTSD. You may wake up in the middle of the night in sweats and have a nightmare because you read this book. That is what 1 means. Read at your own risk. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. That is what that means. So that is our scale. That is our scale of what we're going by. And we're going to go around the room for us who have read the book. Once again, this is open for anyone that has read the book. You can weigh in. Your score will matter. Your score will count. Feel free to send up the request. Bonger, what's good in the chat? My bad. I've waited like mad long. Shout out chat. Appreciate you, Bonger. And once again, we are doing a giveaway. So make sure you follow all the rules that I said earlier. Otherwise, you won't win. All right. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I guess I got it. Yeah. Casey did her part. I give Cat more points. Not mad at it. Overall, I think I came in with high expectations, and I wanted to grade this book against the other books that we have had in the series, which were like pretty much all like home runs because I don't know, they have an element of nice surprise. Like this had a surprise. Okay, it's Bucky, but it wasn't like one of those. It kind of felt like a Scooby Doo episode, right? Oh, there's a guy behind a mask, and we unveil the mask, and it's just up to who's the guy behind the mask. You know what I mean? And that to me seemed a little bit more like, uh, like it didn't have what the other issues in this series have. And I think it's just, like I said, my expectation because of how well these books have been, So I don't know, it just lacks a lot of context for me. I don't want to dismiss it as a bad book or anything because I know that these books tie into a grander idea, more elaborate scheme or story that they're trying to tell, and the overall story is amazing, right? So if this is a piece to the puzzle, I think it's actually a good piece to the puzzle once you plug it in and make sense of this whole story. And even if you just use the context from our last read with Wolverine and how Wolverine is the Winter Soldier, and then you transition over here to get okay, Bucky's, this, and they bring in the Human Torch from that, and it's just, you tie in these things, and it actually seems pretty cool how they're piecing out. You zoom back and you look at the whole landscape, like, damn, this is a pretty dope picture that they're painting. But if I have to grade this on just the story alone, I don't think it's that captivating at all. So For me, I would say this book is mid five. That would be middle of the road, right? That would
Mid,
be
yeah,
five.
mid is 5.
Uh, I want to give it mid only because I'm giving it this grade off of the other books, and I think that, like I said, I'm only on its own. This book is not that great to me.
Mm.
Um, I'm gonna give it a mid because of the whole story. So I'm gonna give it more points because of that, and I think it ties in as a nice puzzle piece to the rest of the story. But I don't on a standalone thing. I don't think it does enough for me to where I'm like, oh my god, this was great. So I think it's just a mid tier. It's cool. It was cool to have. It's just more context would have been great. I'm just not super enthused by it.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So we got Bug with a 5. I do see. Hold on. Is Mask in the audience? I thought I saw a Mask in the audience. Am
He
I
was.
bugging?
He was.
Oh, is he? Is he not there anymore?
No.
Oh, dang, bro. I wanted him to come up and like weigh in. All right. Okay. So we got a 5 for Bug. X is back up, right?
Yes, sir. I can give mine real quick.
Okay.
All right. So, I heard there was a lot of Captain America slander going on tonight. um,
Not really
but
faster, but you know.
but what I will say is I kind of agree with Boog on all his points. I do feel like I am at a 5 at a mid, but the imagery was really cool in this book. There was a lot of I did like the whole Red Skull kind of army thing. I didn't like how quickly they took out U.S. Agent. I feel like they could have fleshed out the fight a little bit more, and then that would have made this book a little bit more exciting.
You're talking about the
Um,
Punisher?
Yeah.
yeah, his name was the same as U.S. Agent.
U.S. agent. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like when he just got torched, like torched out crazy, like I just felt like it was just kind of like a, like they hyped it up and then it just they, just it was over really quickly. But I really like the imagery of like the Submariner being like basically like a piece of, um, almost like a museum
Trophy.
piece. Yeah, like I thought that was really cool. I like the funeral at the end. I like the explanation of his body. All that was cool, but it was just the meat and potatoes was like the fight and like kind of them like infiltrating and everything just kind of fell a little flat for me. So even though I did feel like it was a mid, I will give it a 6 because the story is pretty good. There is still more there. So I'm gonna be at a 6 with this one.
All right. So we got a 6 with RXH, which means that you are above average. Above average. All right. So I guess the next up is just me and Prop, right? We don't have anyone else that's trying to weigh in, correct?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Prop, did you want to go or you want me to go? Is Prop there?
He did drop his mic. Maybe he's having a little issues, but I guess you can go.
All
We'll
right.
see if we get back to him.
Let me go. All right. I'm gonna go and then we'll wrap it up with Prop. Hold on. Let me just go to my thing. All right. This book. This book. I feel like there were things about this book that were not explained as well as they could have been. Why are they at this base? Other than the fact that it's Nazis, okay, but everything is different in this world. And it's like, to me, this parallel may seem crazy, but when you take someone that was frozen in ice and you bring them back to a situation that the world is different, everything is different, and you're just acting off of as far as how you perceived it during the past, and then everyone just goes along with it, that's kind of peculiar. Now, granted, we know the history as far as the Nazi Party and stuff like that. All right, yes, that's granted. But what if, I don't know, what if if Cap came back and he was like, "Yo, we need to lynch all these people. Why are they here right now?" Um, yo, like it could take a completely different turn. And you have people that Hawkeye group like is from this time period. Hank Pym is from this time period. Wasp is from this time period, right? So it's kind of like a level of you have kids and like families that are here in this village. They're specifically going in undercover, right? Under like as far as being discreet and going in because they don't want to be looked at as far as being terrorists, which they already looked as terrorists, right? But we don't know the point. Like we don't, at least I don't, and it can't be just a me thing because everyone else on this panel that read this book also don't know the point as far as why they're here, and we all read the same book. So we don't know the point of why they're invading this, other than the fact that Captain America has a vendetta against Nazis, right? So it's kind of like, okay, you take it for what it is, right? Then they get there, and you have Namor, strung up on the wall as a fish, right? And you're like, oh, well, maybe that's why. Maybe they came to rescue Namor. Then you find out, no, that's not the case because they weren't even expecting to see Namor in the first place, right? Then there's like a weird thing as far as why he's even preserved, which they go into that. I mean, I feel like that could have just been easily rectified. Just say, all right, Namor is of this type of descent. His body doesn't decompose. Simple dialogue would have explained it. Doesn't, right? Whatever. All right. So, unless he's still alive. But, okay. That's fine. But the thing is, this book is told throughout the lens of the Human Torch, and he is relying heavily on nostalgia. This book is heavily based on nostalgia. Everything, like sometimes you have panel for panel going at with what's happening in present day versus what happened in World War II, and he's reliving his glory days. Cap is reliving his glory days. That's why Cap came and invaded this base, because he saw the Nazi flag and he's like, we need to take this down. He's reliving his glory days. Good, bad, or indifferent. Depending on how someone may choose to relive their glory days. But yes, that's what this book was focused on. Nostalgia. Focus on nostalgia. Now, the fact that the main villain of this book ended up being Bucky Barnes, his sidekick, his brother, so to speak. I think that kind of like sounded down home nostalgia, right? Because everything was just about kind of like connecting it with the past, but also to having that revelation that today is not the past. And I think that was the story that this book was trying to tell. It started off saying that, all right, we can relive our glory days. We can relive the past. This is what's right. What's right is always going to be what's right, right? And then you get to the end and you realize a twist, and you're kind of like, things have changed. This is the reality. And that's why I'm torn, because there's certain things about this book on a poetic level that are beautiful. On a poetic level that are beautiful, as far as the realization of knowing what you feel is right, and then everything being flipped on its head. With dated concepts, with as far as how you perceive in your own mind frame of what is right and wrong, and being confronted with revelation. And I feel in this book, it was about Captain America being confronted with revelation. You are not in the 40s anymore. So, where do I place this book? I felt something from this. The revelation at the end made me feel something. So I'm going to say that what feels right to me, even with all the issues, there are there are some serious issues with this book. I would say that I rock with it. I would say that I rock with it. I feel that the story or the message they were trying to convey, especially if they kind of like expound on this down the line, as far as dealing with the fact that history has been changed and how that affects characters and how that affects as far as what we know to be, and if they continue to draw on that, I think that that might be masterful storytelling. I do. I think there's a lot about the Ultimate Series that turns Marvel on its head. That could be one of the greatest stories ever told in Marvel. So, with that said, I think that this has a lot of the bones to it. It has a lot of issues. It has a lot of issues, but I feel like it has a lot of the heart to what this may become. So, I'm going to give this a 7 and say that I rock with it. Prop, the floor is yours.
Got you. Um, well done. Let me just um, grab, put this screen on here. So I want to have a visual. Um, what did X gave it a 6? Book gave
Prop
it a
Prop
5.
gave it a 6, Book gave it a 5.
Okay. Okay. Um, I hear everything everyone said, and everyone is pretty much on point um, with their points. And I don't think this is a matter of whether I agree or disagree with the points. I think, as far as what Boogie said, I think Boogie probably said a lot of things that I agree with, or what he meant by what he said, I agree with. For example, he kind of summed the story up as, and which it can be, as like, if you're looking at it from a macro view, it's like, is this a story just for just just to have another Scooby Doo episode where like this is the guy in the mask, right? Like I really felt that, and I don't like Scooby Doo, and I don't even think I've even watched a full episode of Scooby Doo, but I know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
But me not even like never watching a full episode of Scooby Doo, I know an episode of Scooby Doo when I see it. It's like so like that that's what I'm trying to say. With that said, let's take it from the top. Because and I feel like this is my fault. I think I kind of like started getting on the um why Captain America, who is Captain America, like what is like kind of going down that road. Like, is Captain America cool or is he not cool? And I want to be clear about Captain America. Captain America is a good character. I don't have anything negative to say about Captain America. Just because I said, it seems like a little elementary or adolescent, like the writing. That's the writing, and I want to coin something here. I want to say I will not punish a character because of a lazy woke writer. Like I won't do it. Um, you can't punish the character because of the writer. Um, because in the end, like a lot of what comic books are, not superheroes in general, but comic books is like a collection of a bunch of stories thrown against all the walls around you, the ceiling and the floors, is for you to take all of that data, triangulate it, and have this feeling or perception of a character. And sometimes there's extremes of things with characters you don't like, and extremes of things with characters you do like, and then there's like redundant things about characters. And you take all of that data and you process it in your subconscious, and you have your idea of a character. Um, and I think throughout the history, especially as old as Captain America is, I think we kind of understand who and what he is, but moreover, why, right? And with Captain America, he's the character that will,
in essence kind of will never die. Not because he like literally won't ever die, but that's like a part of like kind of like the catch 22 here. Captain America will always have a job in comics, and he'll always have a job in film because he's the in plain sight like double agent, right? He's the superhero for us, but he's also the the agent of propaganda for the United States government. He
A
has, and he
symbol.
kind
He's
of
a
still
symbol.
is. Right, he still is that symbol. As we all know, or should know, that war is a racket. All wars since World War I are phony wars, and they're a racket for the most wealthiest people on the planet. Captain America is someone who sells that war to the people through propaganda, heroism, and other things, right? Um, and so, whatever boogeyman the elites are going to conjure up in the future, Captain America will be there to confront them. And depending on who the writer is, it'll either be corny or it'll be substantial, right? But all the other things about Captain America are, I feel, and I like those things. So to me, I get like that Human Torch is supposed to be the heavy in this comic book, and maybe he was, but Captain America kind of steals the show
Hmm.
for some reason. So with that said, I do like Captain America. When Captain America is good, it like is good. Like like when Captain America is doing something good in a movie or a book, whatever it is, like I think that's good for superhero um, world, superhero universe. Like when Captain America is doing something good, that's kind of how I feel about him. I'm not always excited to see him, but anyway, point is like I get Captain America's point in this book, but I think that he's terribly written. Um, but he is also the ultimate character for war porn, and which is kind of like what this book is like. You say that you keep bringing up this nostalgia about the book. I don't
Hmm.
necessarily think it's nostalgia. I think it's war. I think it's more of war porn than it is nostalgia. Because I don't think they even execute the nostalgia well enough for me to like get into it the way that I would really feel like I need to, because all the other modern stuff as well. Like you alluded to, um, the, the what Captain America is being confronted by in this book is his acceptance to that the fact that the world is different, and and I think that difference of the world, the understanding, the realization of that is a big part of it. So yeah, there's some acknowledgement of the past, but how things are to be processed now. And one of the best quotes in the book to me is like when they said, I forgot who said it. It might have been a narrator or something, but it was basically something along the lines of what things may seem they are not anymore. What things are could or you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but let me just go through um the review real quick. Yeah, so anyway, first panel, the first panel of the book, or the first panel, first page, I would say, was like amazing. It was like, okay, like we're about to see some shit, right? And then immediately on the next page, it kind of becomes an immediate disaster. I don't know how they do that, like, but I've seen that a couple of times in different books, right? Like you got like the first panel is Hitler's face, and he's like, who the fuck is this guy? Then boom, 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 right? You even have the red skull, right? Symbolism in that, right? Like this, like it's kind of telling you, right? Like what this is, and 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 in a way, it's kind of like fan service, right? Then you see the skull disintegrate because we know that nothing is actually left of Hitler's body except for, um, oh man, what was it? What was the part of his body that was left? I think there was his ashes or something that they took. I actually can't remember. I don't know why, but I used to know this. And then it was exported to Russia, and then it disappeared. Anyway, sort of another time. Then the very next panel is just like, he's like, we had this thing called politics. Uh, it's like, as if politics, um, you know, was something that was actually like really relevant. You know what I mean? It like for
Hmm.
people who are like history buffs, and as in depth that they're getting in these books with like the New World Order and stuff like that, we should know that politics are not really the thing. Like, why are you trying to sell one another in this book, and therefore trying to sell us when we know that it's deeper than rap? So just immediately I'm getting the vibes of like, oh, we're getting heavy dialogue filler
Mm.
already, right? Whereas like the other Ultimate books we've read, or at least I've been a part of and read, it's like the dialogue is, it's they're getting in depth. Like they're like, you have to know what you know in order to be able to understand what they're talking about, or they'll explain it to you in great detail, and then we're not getting that. So off the bat, I'm just like, there's a lot of filler here.
Mm.
Fast forward, Tony Stark shows up. We see him in this scene. He's like connected to these machines, whatever, and he's just a device. Like, he's literally a device in this book as like sci-fi, um, like for like sci-fi gore.
He's like,
Like,
or oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And he's like some oracle type of,
Mm-hmm.
it's like he's like has like he does like this new role, but it's just, but he kind of only exists to give you like a little bit of like sci-fi gore. Let's just see
Mm-hmm.
his open back surgery. Like, other than
Mm-hmm.
that, he's just like, he did not even have to be in the book. But in a way, it was cool to see Tony, because I thought the contraption was like actually really artistic and really cool looking, and whatever. But it was kind of, and it's at the same time kind of frustrating, because like the input you're giving here like is inconsequential to me, for what I'm, trying to follow the story and process. The whole entire scene of them going through the the camp, whatever this thing is called, is just like, it only exists as world building, which is like
Mm-hmm.
cool. Like, I'm getting a piece of how the world is. That's where they'll like get from, and everything else is the dialogue, their action, and how they're doing it. Even the way it's drawn up is actually terrible, to be honest with you. The pacing visually is terrible. There's only a couple of scenes that were really cool. Captain America, running that half square with the shield and knocking the guys out. That was cool. Obviously the Torch doing his thing, but we just get these panels where they're like flocking together and stuff like that. And then there's like the nostalgic, panel where it's like, um, where you see Submariner picking a guy up and throwing him, and Captain America blocking laser beams and the Nazi flag, and then you see Bucky, like, and then we see the same panel later on with the close up of Bucky, obviously. So it's kind of like a foreshadowing, but like they're mixing things in. It's just, but visually it just does not hit. And when it's like this, the dialogue has to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But to what you're saying and what X was saying as well, is like there are some interesting things, especially what you were saying, Emoji. Like, there are interesting, like, because we know, right? Like, we've read some of the other books in the series. We kind of know what's going on. Like, and at the same time, like, they are going somewhere. They are building something, right? Like, these are interesting historical characters, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
good to see them in action in this way. We get to the museum thingy, or the shrine, or whatever it is, and it's like, there's a dinosaur claw, like, or whatever it is, like, I guess it's a head of something. I mean, it's just, there's a whale, a taxidermy whale. Oh, there's his spear. Like, there's there's cool stuff. And then immediately again, it's like, the red curtain pops back, and then there's the Skull Army. Shots are not being fired, and then you don't even know why they even have a ceasefire in the moment, but you're kind of trying to let it slide because you want, like, what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then obviously we know what happens from here. But try not to go too long with my review at this point. But I mean, this book is, it's it's not easy to review this one, because I agree with you in a way where, like, there's a lot to like want to like. There's a lot to want to like about it, because there are some interesting things here that they do. They're poorly executed, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I
I
agree.
would
I
for
agree.
I would forgive the artwork if, in the storytelling of the artwork, if the dialogue was a lot better, but the imagination is kind of keeping it alive. And I think the final straw for me, where I was like, this can't get a favorable score, the score cannot be propitious, is because of who and what this Red Skull character is. I think that kind of like, we didn't really get a formidable villain, or and any kind of opposition. Not because the fight was one sided with torches was OP, but just it just
You didn't like the reveal that it was Bucky?
The reveal was cool, but the Red Skull himself, who this Grand Skull person is, just wasn't
lackluster.
It just wasn't great. It just wasn't great. Like, and if it was
Scooby Dooish.
Right. It was Scooby-Doo. If it was, we would have something a lot more tremendous here.
Like if he was throwing hands, like if the Red Skull was throwing hands.
Yeah,
like
he kind of got one shot too. Like they literally just came in and just bullied everyone. Like I don't know who. Yeah. Like no one put up a fight in this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. So with that, I guess finally, I think, and again, like what you said, like there's a lot here. But that quote, not everything is what it seems anymore, right? They're telling you what the future's like. And it's a parallel to real life, right? Like with AI, with politics being an utter charade and like CNN might as well just send all their employees to ESPN, because like it's really like ESPN could just host like all political news because it's all sport, right? So just like visually, politically, philosophically, and morally, all these things in this world are not what they seem, right? And that's an interesting thing. And so it's like a book I want. Like, this is the first time I ever feel like there should be a half score, a point something, like and then finally the thing with Submariner, like just them dropping him in the ocean and whatever. It's like it just gave me we're dropping Osama bin Laden off in the ocean and we're not telling anybody. Like, why? Who gave y'all the authority to take what commander in chief, what general, like who told y'all can just take this legendary guy, bring him to the ocean and drop him into like literally like Osama bin Laden?
Well, they said they put him back where he belongs, basically.
Yeah, like we didn't ask nobody. We just gonna do it and tell y'all about it later. Like, like it was sexy. Don't get me wrong. Like it was cool. Like yeah, like giving back to the ocean. Like even the way they said it, like we're giving the ocean back to the king. Like, like all right, cool. Like all right, finally some poetry in the book.
It was
finally.
Sexy. It was sexy.
Yeah, like on the river car, we get some sexy poetry in the book. With that, the book probably has to be. I'm gonna respect this book. I'm gonna book a little respect. Because I'm not gonna punish the characters because of the writers in this one. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go with 7.
You gotta grade the book though. I see what y'all both did.
I'm gonna go with a 7.
You gonna go to 7? You rock with it?
I'm gonna go with I rock with it. Even though like there are parts, like usually when there are parts that I don't like in a book, the points get shaved. The points get shaved, bro.
But these books, and I will say, for me, the book on its own is not a great book, bro. Like,
it's not.
It's not.
It's not off the Ultimate series, and we're saying like there's a purpose for this book, and I'm not mad that y'all did that this time. I'm not mad.
Yo, Boog, you know what it is? I think that the idea of what this, like the message of what this book was trying to convey was really deep. The message of what the book was trying to convey was really deep. It was just the execution of how they delivered it was very poor. And that's kind of like the duality that I have with this book. It's like I feel like what we've read up to this point with the Ultimates and stuff like that, this is really a good picture as far as the message of the world that they're living.
Would you say this is one of the worst ones we read, if not the worst one?
I don't know if I would even say that, because there's some certain things that's more of like exposition, right? Like for instance, the book where you have Peter Parker. No. What I'm saying, like okay, for instance, the book of Peter Parker and Mary Jane at dinner with Harry Osborn and Gwen. Like what
think
really
that was
happened
better.
during that.
I think that was better.
There was a lot of dope dialogue in that. There was a lot of dope dialogue in that. But as far as from a narration standpoint, what really happened in that? Not really much. It was just kind of like just them connecting and stuff. So if you look at as far as just the bare bones, as far as kind of like taking a concept and sounding that down, I think that this was better than that in that aspect. But the narration in this book was like horrible. Like the story, like it was. I give you a masterpiece. Now you have to fill in the blanks. And they were like, all right, let me just throw this together to fill in the blanks. And that's what it felt like. But I still, when I read this, I still got the bones of what this is supposed to be, of what the message of this was. It sounded down as far as what this world is in a very good, like, it sounded it down very well. Just with painting a picture. It was just the gaps were kind of like, and now that was the thing. Like, if the gaps in this were done flawlessly, I would have no problem giving this maybe a 9 out of a 10 if it was executed well. But it wasn't. And, you know, yeah. I don't, this was like Prop said, this was actually a hard book to grade because there was a lot of things that I like, the bones of it I really liked, but everything in between, like, you know, the Sanu and all the everything in between is just kind of like, oh man, I wish they did this or I wish they did that. But all right, so we don't have anyone else on the panel, right? For the reviews, it's just us four.
That's it.
Okay, all right. So let me pull up where's my calculator at? Hold on. Dang, I gotta search it. Calc. Yoladora. All right. So we got. Hold on, this is just booting up real quick. We got 2 7s. Yo, what the heck? All right. We got
What was
2
the other?
7s.
Who gave the other 7?
Prop. So me and Prop got a 7. X, you gave it a 6,
okay.
and then Book gave it a 5. So we got 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 equals 25 divided by 4 gives us a 6.25, which that will be rounded down to a 6 for our review score, which means that it is above average. All right. So, which I think is fair. Yeah,
that's fair.
I think it's fair. Which I think is fair.
Yeah,
All
I would
right.
go out on a limb and say we should cover number 4. I really like
4.
That one a lot.
Yo, we should go back
Yeah.
and do 4. We should do 4 and we should do 6. Yo, 6 is my favorite out of this series so far. Like 6 is like, for me,
Maybe
6
I'm
is like,
confusing. Maybe I'm confusing 4 and 6.
4 is a lot of Doctor Doom history, back history.
Yes.
6
I agree. 6 is the best one.
6 is when they
I'm
confront the
with you.
Hulk. 6 is when 6 is when they
Yes.
confront the Hulk.
That was
That
wrong.
is like Infinity War. That is like the Infinity War of the of the Ultimate storyline. But yeah, we should do a review of the 6. I'm interested to see what you guys think of it. We'll cycle back. But all right, we got our review, so we're good. We got to do our giveaway for tonight. Shout out, we got 134 on the live stream. Shout out everyone here. Let me pull up once again. The live stream is pinned to the top, and I think in the comment section. So just stay tuned to the live stream because I am going to unveil who our winner is. Once again, you would have had to follow all the rules. I'm not going to repeat them again because I did multiple times throughout the night, and you got to be here. All right, so let's hold on. Let's do this. Here we go. Where's my sound?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
All right. And we have on the screen, on the live stream, our potential winner for tonight. assuming they are here in the space. If they are not here in the space, they will get robbed. All right. So, what I have on the screen right now is O Millie. Is O Millie in the space? I see him in the space.
Yeah, he won. You know he did this shit.
I do see him in the space. So now let me check and make sure all
Wow,
the
his day has
things
come.
have been whatchamacallit? Let's see. I got the live stream up. On that. Yo, dang, Millie, how much stuff did you post in the middle of this thing? All right, hold on. Let's see. Everything is you know what? Let me refresh my here we go. We got the live stream right here. I do see a repost of the live stream right here. I do see a repost of the space. And now we are going to see. Let's check.
Make sure
tags.
it's VV Comics with an S at the end too.
I did just say tag 3 friends, so I didn't mention you have the hashtag, but let's see if the tag is there. Let's see. Yo, what is this? Canadian parties be like? All right. Let's see. Where's the tags at? Yo, I hate that this is so slow. The processing. Okay. You got that, and why is he telling? Check your DM. Oh, okay, I do see it right here. We got. Oh, he actually hashtag Jess Hockey Comics Explained and Crypto Baby and hashtag the comic shop with a gift dancing. So there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen. We have our winner for tonight. Yay! Leo Millie. Congrats. All right, so I will.
What did you say, Leo?
That's what it says. This is Leo Millie.
All right.
The thing is Leo.
It's not Leo.
That's a fact. I'm gonna leave that.
It's Leo Millie.
Leo Millie.
Leo
Millie.
Leo. Is that what you said, bro?
I thought that's what it was. I thought it was the Oleo.
like Olay soap, like Olay facial wash, like what? Leo, or what the fuck was that? Alright, cool. Leo, layover. Alright, bro.
Wait, hold on. Is he trying to come up? Wait, someone's trying to come up. Let me see who's trying to come up. Oh, I think it is on Millie. It is Millie.
It's
All right,
Leo.
bring him up. It's Leo Millie. Leo Millie. All right, let me bring. Yo, Millie, what's good, bro?
Yo, thank you for the space
Congrats.
as always. Appreciate y'all. I was on a phone call. I'm so glad. Like 20 minutes ago, I was like, I gotta go, bro. I gotta go back to spaces. But yeah, thank you. I think you said Leo Millie.
You gotta make sure your PFP here because you will get robbed in the comic
you know
shop.
I'm African,
You will get robbed.
so that just sounds like my name will just be Leo Millie. That's what
Leo
you
Millie,
did, my brother.
That's nasty.
That's crazy. Wait, thanks for calling it out. One thing about RX, I'm gonna let emoji slide, bro.
That is disgusting.
E Boogie's like, nah, we gotta call this out right on the spot. Cause I saw RX laughing. He didn't say that. RX. Yo,
Hey, I'm
he
on the
looked at
clock,
my
bro.
name
I
and
gotta
said, you
choose
know
my
what?
words.
He did say he's Kenyan. That should look close enough. Leo Millie.
Or Millie.
That's my own brother, bro. It'd be your own people that do you dirty like that.
Oh, that shit clearly says Leo. Like, come on, bro. That's nasty.
He don't care, bro. He don't care.
Yo, but
I told
congrats,
the guy,
you
I told this guy
won.
one time,
You
yo,
won.
I'm from Kenya. I just live in Canada. From then, in his brain, my name is Leo Millie. That's crazy. He saw nothing wrong with it too. Y'all, he's like, what? That's what it says. That's what he told. What? That's what it says right there.
And that accent, what the hell is Leo? Like, what the hell is Leo? Like, wow.
He did me dirty, man. That's crazy.
Yo, you won, bro.
That's
Yo,
wild.
Congratulations.
He said,
But
said,
nah.
you getting a collectible that.
Salute RX.
I'll talk to y'all later. Good shit.
Oh, you gotta head out? All right, peace, bro.
He said he was gonna be busy tonight.
I think he's working.
Yeah. OT and shit.
Man, that motherfucker's about to go watch Severance, bro. I don't believe him.
That comes on tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
It
is.
might be on right now, actually.
It might be.
Oh shit.
But yo, thank you guys. I've been trying to win one of these since the Discord when Emoji did me dirty. If you guys remember,
Oh yeah,
you guys probably forgot because you got lives. I never forgot.
that's a
But
fact.
I've been joining every single one, doing everything that's asked, and to finally get
That's
one,
when you
man.
join the FUD
Every
space with
every every listen.
that's when you join the FUD space with your boy
Impact. Are
Pac.
those impacts?
Yeah,
Bro,
he
I was
really
down
blessed
with the
the
FUD.
space.
Yo, I'm fake. I'll join on this FUD when it has something to do with me. So
Yo,
thank you
everybody,
guys.
everybody want to know what would have happened if you would have never won.
I joined the FUD space.
I I guess we knew. I guess we knew. Fuck it.
Well,
Man was really in the
appreciate you.
FUD space though, and Impact kicked me out. They let me in, kicked me down. He was talking wild shit. I was like, yeah. I was
Yo,
like, you don't even know
Yo, they
this
wouldn't let
emoji.
me up. I tried to go up there that same night. I tried to go
Oh,
up
we
there. They
both
wouldn't let
went
me
in
up.
emoji. They did us dirty.
Yo, they wouldn't let me up. They wouldn't let Gregory up. They wouldn't let nobody up. But
Little do they
it is
know.
what it is.
O'Malley was only rocking with them for like 12 hours, bro. Like that was like
that's it.
he was an
That's it.
honorary fudster.
Yeah, I'm the type to be at the protest with the people. Then I get an email like, "Nah, you're gonna stay at the company. The other people are fired." I'm yo, I'll be out. I'll see y'all later.
Sneak out the back door.
Leo Millie's going back.
Leo
to
Millie.
work.
Leo Millie.
But now continue with the show. Thank you, Boji. Thank you, team.
Nah, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
You're
Thanks
welcome,
for
bro.
tuning in. All right, so that will conclude. I mean, that's pretty much it. Wrapping up the review. Did you guys want to say anything to weigh in before we close up? Bug, prop, anyone?
Yeah, nah, as always, thanks for pulling up, y'all. Congrats to Leo Millie. And
Leo Millie.
yeah, that's about it. See y'all next week, and as always, appreciate it. Shout out Vivi.
Definitely. Yo, why's my thing not working? Hold on. Oh, great. Prop, did you want to say anything before we head up? Before we head out?
Yeah. Appreciate the space. Lovely hosting skills and abilities tonight. Really lovely. Definitely a special shout out to the VV Comics.
We got both
Appreciate
handles
love
in
you.
here.
VV Comics is in here now. VV
Oh,
Comics is in
let's
here.
go. Let's go.
They
Let's
switched
go.
up.
They
They switched up. It
Oh,
wasn't
they
had
switched
the
up.
Comics.
Got it.
yeah. Came in here stealthy with the green logo, like we wouldn't see it.
Nice.
Other than that, congrats to Leo Millie on winning that joint. I've been waiting for him to win one of these for a while. He's probably gonna win one like next week too. Watch, shit gonna happen. Yeah. Other than that, thought it was a good space. No guests, so the space kind of went like the show. I mean, the show kind of went like a different pace today. I
Mm.
like the pace. But yeah, next week back on track, and yeah, man, good stuff.
Definitely.
Shout out Rolly. I see Rolly, Chambo, Hub, Jay East is up, bro. It's good, Jay. Mahalo in here, of course, as always. And everybody else. It's good, bro.
Next week we got an interesting like throwback guest next week. Should I think they're good. I mean, I still have to confirm it, right? Because I got to confirm it, but I don't see why they wouldn't be good. But we got y'all know who we got next week, right?
And
Who might that be?
So that's
Enlighten
gonna
us.
be DP.
Ooh, let's
Yeah,
go.
we got DP scheduled for next week.
Big time. Big
So
time.
I do gotta confirm and stuff like that. Make sure, because I booked this like 2 months out in advance, but it'll be dope.
Yeah.
It'll be dope. Having a brother DP back with us, chilling with us on space. I don't know what he's gonna choose. So yeah, we got to see. But yeah, that is what's on the schedule. So stay tuned. Is X had to go, right? So I guess that covers everything, right, for tonight. And we can wrap it up. We are good.
Yeah, we good to go.
Okay. All right.
We
All
got
right. And with that said, here we go.
She asked if she could see what's in the vault. Told her I could show you my collection if you want.
Shout out Rose Gold RGA. Let's go. Once again, appreciate y'all. Okay. Let me say a few things. First off, thank you everyone that came through and chilled with us tonight. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-hosts, RXH, E-Boogie, Propagandist, and together we bring you a little something we like to call The Comic Shop, where we review comics in real time, live, real reactions, right here on the spot with you, our fellow comic book enthusiasts. Now, I know a lot of people like to review comics, you know, on their channels where it may be edited, where you may, like, you know, have the freedom to kind of like curate and do whatever you want to kind of like make it pristine, make it pretty. We do this in real time at the spot every single week because we about to turn this shit the fuck. Here's the thing, once again, welcome everyone. Appreciate everyone that tuned in. Like I said, we will be back at this again next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay tuned because we got DP coming through. Shout out BOTC back in the class. Oh my gosh, it's about to be lit. It's about to be a movie. Shout out to our winner for tonight. Leo Millie, appreciate you, bro, for coming through. And we will see you next week. Shout out to our sponsors, VV Official, VV Digital Collectibles, VV Comics. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Thank you guys for the giveaways, and thank you guys for the bag. I'll see y'all. Until then, take care, be safe, be easy. Make sure to follow all the rules, because like I said, you will get robbed at the comic shop. And